through the end of this year, there's only been one coach who has been at Rogers State since their sport began, and that's Larkin. When a soccer program was decided to be added here at Rogers State, Ron Bradley, who was the first coach of anything at RSU and helping get the athletic department, did get the athletic department going and off the ground, interviewed a candidate for the job named Larkin. Pretty smart decision, I would say, by all involved who made that to bring Coach Larkin to College Hill. For the coach, again, with statistics and awards and accolades, you could go on for a long time, especially because he never really had any losing seasons, which doesn't really happen. 20 times in his career, he had double-digit wins, especially in the sport of collegiate soccer, where there's maybe more parity than any other, and on any given day, you don't know what's going to happen. A lucky bounce here or there can cost you the game, but it all goes back to the process and the preparation and the quote that's been hanging in the soccer locker room for a long time: taking care of business, right, Coach? Well, that's what he did. Talking to Coach Larkin's former players, he was a father figure to so many, because when you stepped inside of the program, you were instantly family. I think Olive Garden stole the saying from Coach Larkin, because when you come here, you are family, and his players have all echoed that. The other thing is, when he says he's got you in every aspect, he's going to back you up and be there for you. Multiple players told me, I've heard that from a lot of coaches in my career. And then push comes to shove and they're not there. They don't got you. Don't test them with the trust ball, because they don't. But he did. Whether it was classroom, community, personal problems, everything else besides soccer, which was his job, everything else, he was still there for his players. And in college soccer, where you have as big of a roster as any sport, you don't see players leaving, you don't see players transferring, especially in a day and age when it's so easy for people to say, this isn't for me, I'll go down the road or try something else. So few players leave. Not just that, not only do they stay, we can't seem to get rid of a lot of them even after their playing careers are over. That wouldn't happen if they didn't love the place and the culture that you've built, Coach. Jake Simpson, who's the new head men's soccer coach, taking over for Coach Larkin, who retired at the end of this season, told me, he said, when I officially stepped into the role, the advice that Coach Larkin gave to me was not about X's and O's, not about strategy of the game, or do this on the pitch. He said, this is my advice for you. Know when it's time to go home at the end of the day. Don't miss the time with your family that's truly going to matter. And it's those types of principles and values, especially for me as a father, and I think I speak for all of us, Coach. If any one of my kids had the opportunity to be mentored by you, I'd be really lucky. A lot of talent has come through RSU, and building a program, winning a conference championship in your very first season, winning a conference championship that is and forever will be the first ever for Rogers State in that first season with the women's soccer program. It's hard to do, but he was also coaching both teams, and yet was able to lead both to tremendous success. Jake Simpson said the best thing that he ever gave me was making me want to play for others and not myself. When the team this final year, during a few points, had moments to say, we got to get to the NCAA tournament. Despite multiple conference championships, RSU had been left out of the NCAA tournament. The players wanted that responsibility to make sure that they got there this year. And anytime it was heard, Coach Larkin would immediately shut it down. He said, it's not about me, it's not about that, and that's not who you're playing for. It's not about me. Now the players clearly had something else in mind. So they didn't just make it to the tournament, they won their first ever NCAA tournament game. They did it in come from behind fashion and sent Southern Nazarene home. Coach, we're just happy you're still here with us. and impacting the athletic department, the university, and the community as a whole. Congratulations on a great career, and welcome to the Hall of Fame.
I know I'm really going to hear about this, but this is the reason why I'm stepping away, because it's just getting old. I just want to start by saying thanks to Dr. Radcliffe, the committee, for this opportunity. I mean, it's been an amazing journey. I wasn't sure what I was going to say when I got up here. Started writing some things down, like some of these up here. It's kind of hard to put it in words. It truly is. So I said, well, heck, I'm going to quit writing. I'm just going to wing it. So here it goes. I'm in awe of the athletes that are up here today. They've achieved things that I, as an athlete, never could achieve. They're here for a reason. They're very deserving. And it's because of them that I get to be up here. Because the coach told me a long time ago, and it took me a long time to figure it out. You're only as good as the people around you. And without having a good player, you're not going to be a very good coach. You know? So I truly am in awe, and I want to congratulate you guys. You're well deserving, and it's an honor to be up here with you. Beyond that, I think probably the most important thing to me is my family. And they're all here in attendance. I wish my dad was here. My mom and dad stuck by me through a whole lot of things, and it allowed me to be where I'm at today. And so for that, I'm very grateful. Having my wife put up with me and believe me over the years, and that advice that I gave Jake about making sure you go home when it's time to go home, I messed that up a few times, but tried to get it right. And she stuck by me this entire way. They have been with me through and through. They challenged me not to get all emotional up here. We have a running bet and a joke. I won't be able to keep it together, but we want it. I can. And like I said, I'm kind of winging this. You know, I look down and I see Bailey with her two beautiful boys down here, and I started to laugh. They're under the table. It seems like it was just yesterday that my two boys were climbing up the back of the net in the middle of a game while Bailey was in goal at that same age. And we're a long way from that now, but it's just overwhelming to see that next chapter in everyone's life. But having my family with me the entire way, looking up in the corner of the stadium every game, my dad never missed a game. Family very rarely ever missed a game. I can't think in 18 years where at least one or two members weren't sitting up there and I could look up and, feel that comfort. And so that's a big deal. When we talk about Hillcat family, it's real. It's real. And I think most everybody in this room gets it and understands it. And if you haven't, stick around as long as I have, and it will sink in. And this is a really special place with a lot of special people. I've had the privilege to work alongside some just unbelievable people. And, beyond my family, this is my extended family. And so to see some of your faces here today, shake hands, hug you, squeeze on you a little bit, it means the world. And I know you came here to see the athletes as you should, but it was just nice to say hello. And the stories start popping up, right? And I could sit here and go on and on and on, and I think you guys are ready to go. But I do have to talk a little bit about where we've come from and where we're at and where we're headed and the people that are involved. When I was approached for this job, Ron Bradley brought me in, and when you talk about selling you on a dream, There was nothing here. I mean, we had nothing. And Ron took a chance on me, and my dear friend Eddie Jackson sitting in the back. I can't say enough about Eddie. He called me on the phone. Want the job? Sure. When do I start? Tomorrow. Okay. So I show up, and what do we got? And he started showing me around, and he took me to some offices over here in what's Bushy Head Fieldhouse, if you don't know where that is, our practice gym. And took me upstairs, and there were no walls, no ceiling tiles, wires hanging down everywhere. And he said, "What do you think?" I said, "I don't even know what I'm looking at." And he said, "Well, you just need to know a couple things. One, we don't have any soccer balls. And I don't know anything about soccer, and I don't really want to know. I just need you to not cause me any problems, and pardon my language, but don't suck." And I think we've come a long way from there, haven't we, Eddie? I love you, man. It's Eddie Jackson, folks. Ron Bradley, Eddie Jackson, Dr. Wiley, Tom Volturo. The list goes on. Early coaches that have come here have taken something, and I'm gonna miss some names. I am. And even the people around us on the fringe, Ed Lynn and your family, and people like yourself, and the Chokes, and many other people that I've missed that have invested in this place, has allowed us to be where we're at. We started with nothing, and I truly mean that, nothing. We didn't even have a soccer field. It was an old football field. We didn't have anywhere to play basketball. And it wasn't really till recently when I started getting into this new role of admin, which, by the way, I'm not retiring. They just give you other things to do now. But as I started getting into it, I inherited all of Eddie Jackson's paperwork. And it was truly overwhelming what has gone into this place to create what we have. And so when you walk around and you see the improvements and you see the growth, I mean, we have one of the best soccer facilities in the country now. We have some of the best baseball facilities in the country. We're working on basketball, playing at the Expo in town, and drawing great crowds. Just seeing that development over the years and having the opportunity to be a part of that from start to finish has been truly remarkable. I'm really excited about the direction that the institution is going with the leadership of Dr. Razor, Steve Valencia, Dr. Ratcliffe. The next 10 to 20 years, I can only hope what it's going to become, right? From where we've gone in the last 20 years to what we are now, it's going to be truly remarkable. All that, you're only as good as the people around you, and I can't go without thanking my staff, guys that have been here. Keith, Brandon, Coach Wagon's here. I wish Coach Slater was here. He's helped start the program. Jake is here. Some other former players. Chris Jones, women's coach. Obviously Bailey. AJ's here. It's really special to have you guys around me. And when I go back to people that have invested, I mean, Keith's been volunteering how long now?
2011, I think.
Long time. Driving up every week just to be a part of our program, just to be in our locker room. Brandon been volunteering for how long? And an inspiration to all of us in leading our team. We talk about culture, talk about the Hillcat family. That's dedication. Wagon coming up here for about as long as I have.
1 year short.
Yeah, 1 year, so what, 17 years he's been doing it for next to nothing, and driving in from Tulsa. The dedication to this family and this vision, and I want this vision to continue. So again, now I'm at that point now. I look over, and my kids are probably doing this too. It's time to get on the stage. I just can't say enough and how grateful I am to be surrounded by my family, my friends. It truly is a great honor. It's 18 years is a long time, and we're not done. Now I'm on the other side, and I want to help keep building this place because it truly is special, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.